YouTube, you are live with the Woodstar. It's the second time I've tried to record this video. Unfortunately, there was the audio was a bit of a problem last time, so I'm re-recording it so you guys can hear. I'm hoping the sound's going to be a lot better this time. So let's jump into it. And first of all, I want to apologise for not posting many videos recently. So I'm just trying to apologise for all of that, for one. Secondly, I'm going to be making quite a few videos to basically make up to it, you know, for my fans and all that. At least I'm trying to sort of make it up to you. Sorry. But I've been very busy. I'm having a lot going on in my life, and I've got contractors, battling with the council for over a year, but, you know. So I'm just going to upload a few videos and make it up to you guys. So yeah, let's get into it. So in this one, I want to talk about the pedophiles in charge and why are people just remaining so calm about it. So let's just check this picture first. So you know that you've seen it. For some of it might be the very first time, or maybe you've been reading it. And some people are saying they've never heard of it, which completely eludes me. It's been all over the news, the newspapers. I personally don't read the mainstream publications, but people do. So I'm surprised people don't know. But people are more talking these days about what's in, what colour this dress is, and when people like myself and probably yourself are speaking out, are basically being taken away. We're living in Nazi Germany times right now. And then you get, the other sort of people that are just like, well, they're the government, they're the one with all the power, blah, blah, blah. What can we do about it? Well, let me show you this picture. So let's just do some basic maths here. I mean, to be fair, everyone can see what that picture is and what it means and what it's about. I know everything else. See, we call them guys the 1%. Unless you're the total sheep that don't know what the 1% is. But we're the 99%. But they're not even really 1%. So you've got us sort of here, and then you've got them that are like this. So there's obviously an imbalance there. And yeah, on that picture it paints it so clearly. We surround the power structure. They're the ones in the middle and we're surrounded by them. And then the speech bubble says, well, hold on a minute, we call them the ones in power. See, it's an illusion of power. And people that keep saying, well, there's nothing I can do, blah, blah, blah. It's laziness. Like, what is so hard to fucking understand, people? We outnumber the police, the army, 100 to 1, just to put a number on. Just put a number literally on it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not advocating any sort of riots or violence or anything. I'm not saying that's what you need to do. I mean, if you choose and that's what you want to do, hey, that's your business. I ain't going to judge you. It's your life, it's your choice. But I'm just trying to bring this point to you, so people who are not as much in the know get a chance to understand. But I'm putting this disclaimer out. I'm not advocating people to riot or do anything more than what they want to do or what they think is right to do. So I'm bringing this information to you and I'm ranting on because I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off the way these children are being fucking abused, and then people are just talking about the colour of the dress. I mean, who gives a fuck, man? I mean, seriously. Who gives a fuck? There's real issues going on. And then other people are like, 7:30, or whatever time EastEnders is on. I've got to watch EastEnders. This is what I don't understand about people. The mind control just runs so deep. Who cares? There's children being abused out there because of your ignorance. And I'm sorry, that pisses me off. And it frustrates me. There's people out there that are not even giving a shit and not even trying. You know, I'm going to get on my life, I'm going to get that money, you know, I'm going to keep paying my taxes and being a good slave. And there's children right now being sexually abused. I can post videos of them talking about it. You know, it's every real man's responsibility, and real woman, to do something about it. Because the question I'm going to ask you is, what if it was your child? You know, what would you do? Just sit there, continue watching EastEnders or whatever? Man, I fucking hope not. But we have a responsibility to protect every child in this country and the world from these fucking nonsense in power. You know, any sort of abuse, sexual, physical, mental, they're fucking children, for fuck's sake. And it frustrates me to a point. I mean, they're like, well, what can I do? You know, stop being a good slave for one. You see, I told the world about this for years, about, you know, the microchipping, which I'm going to cover in another video, which they're not talking about on the news, but I'll cover that in more details. But I told them about the royal family all being perverts. I told the world about the BBC being fucking nonsense and with their paedophile sex rings. So where's my apology? And I think a lot of people owe me a lot of apologies for telling me you're crazy, you're a crank, you're paranoid. Now it's right in front of you, and I don't see you doing anything about it. So many people have told me, oh, well, if it was going on and I ever knew it was in the mainstream news, I'll do something about it. I don't see you doing anything. You know, your ignorance, like, your ignorance is on, like, some higher bar, man. You know, and I'm just airing my feelings how I see it, because it's a rant, after all. So I can rant on and rant on and rant on as much as I like. You know? It's now on the mainstream news. And I say news very loosely. You know? Propaganda, half lies. You know what I mean? Or half truth, sorry. You know, mostly lies. You know, but some screams are finally reaching people's ears. But it sickens me that the BBC are actually the ones exposing it as well. I mean, you got to think they're fucking perverts. And they're exposing it. Isn't that like the kettle calling the pot black? I mean, what is the matter with the world? What does it take to get people to do something about it? And it sickens me that the BBC and the fucking nonce rings and the BBC, and they're the ones exposing it. It's just a fucking joke. And then you get people that are not doing nothing about it. And they're just, oh, I'm going to keep my head down. Yeah, and then a few that are trying to find the answers. You know, this whole system is a cesspit. I mean, people are sitting there waiting for the next election day. You know, they think, oh, well, I'm going to vote someone else. And are you that fucking stupid to believe that voting someone in is going to change it? The people need to change it. It's not someone being voted into office. Your people need to get on the street and do something and stop paying the taxes and stop funding these cunts. How many people are funding and paying their TV licence? We can't allow this shit to carry on no more. Anyone that's got any integrity or any fucking marbles left in their brain, you know, there's people like me who will do anything in the world to fucking stop it. But there's people not pulling their weight out there. You know, I mean, the government keeps taking our rights away. Now they're fucking openly abusing our children. You know, and I bet there's still people out there that still trust the government. So let me ask you a question to the total sheep. Would you trust the government with your kids? With your children? Well, anyone that said yes now needs a slap upside the head, you get me? But if your answer was no, which is correct, you know, we can't even trust the government, which is mind control, but I'll cover that in another video. But if we can't even trust the government, the elite, the 1%ers, whatever, with our children, innocent fucking children, we can't even trust them. How the fuck can we trust them with anything else? You can't trust them with a child. You know, we can't trust the school system's going to give them a fair education and not, you know, teaching them graphic system, throwing it down their throat before they're even, what, 10, 11 years old. Yet they're trying to bring the fucking age of consent down to age fucking 0, which I'll cover that in another video. So if you can't trust them with children, what makes you think that some government's going to do right by you or your children? So voting some government in, you know, they ain't going to do anything. No, the government don't give a fuck about us. Listen to Tupac. They don't give a fuck about us. And then you got Michael Jackson. They don't really care about us. They were telling us a point. You know, no government is going to change nothing. It's just got to come from the people. You know, that's willful civil disobedience, bruv. Not obedience, civil disobedience. We can't sit there and continue crying. And the people that are sheep, that are not even listening, you're getting led to the slaughter, and so is your children. And your children are innocent children. You're supposed to be their protectors. So, okay, we've had the little rant. You know, trying to explain a few points of my anger. How frustrated I am. You know, you know, but some of you might be thinking, okay, Woodstock, you know, you seem to be in the know. You seem to know maybe a little bit more than me. Or maybe you're thinking, well, you know, what can be done about it? I've already covered one point. You know, but let me throw the question right back at you. What are you going to do about it? What are you planning to do? If you're just planning for me to give you all of the answers, mate, don't even no point even watching this video. There's no point making it. People like yourself, just no point. You got to think about what you're going to do. You know, if you're just going to sit there and wait for me to do it all, then there's no point you even watching this. There's no point even trying to wake up or even do anything if you're not going to take the actual action what's needed. You know, you got to get yourself educated. You got to get, you know, look into the facts and stop complying and stop paying taxes, doing strikes, getting yourself out in the street. No one's advocating violence here, but get yourself in the street, protest, make your voice heard, try. Stop funding these nonsense. Stop funding. How many times do they have to prove to them? How many times do they have to prove to us, you, me, whoever? They don't give a fuck about us. You know, when people go, well, the corrupt system is, if we don't pay our taxes, we go to jail. Not if we all stand together and do it. You know? People going about this country. We ain't even a country anymore. Look it up. United Kingdom, PLC. It is a corporation. We're living under bylaws, which is corporational. We're human beings. We come down to common law, bruv. And people just keep paying their taxes. Well, I don't want to look at it. And then you get the people with a chip on their shoulder. Oh, look at me. I am a law-abiding citizen. Look at me. You know, it's like my supposed friend, Sunita. She wants to talk about rah, 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 get yourself a job, blah, blah, blah. People that just haven't got a fucking clue. And she's like, oh, I'm worried about your mental state. You keep talking about this stuff. I worry about you and people like you. You're just as guilty as these nonsense in power. By not doing anything. And being ignorant is not an excuse for not doing nothing. Because you have been told over and over again. And just because you can't face reality or your little brain cells can't comprehend what's going on. You know, and other people keep talking about this mass awakening, which I believe is, you know, a little bit of truth to it. You know, worldwide there is a lot of people. Yeah, there is an element of truth. But where I live in this country, I don't even hear anyone talking about anything other than what's fucking on the TV last night. I know there are a few people living in this area that have got a little bit of marbles. And you got some crazy girl called Karen who's friends with a girl called Bobby who believes Simon Cowell's sending light beams to her fucking head. She's a fucking idiot. But the point is, when are we going to take this war to them? You know, are we going to wait for them to implode the economy? Are they going to wait until they round up fucking us all up and take us to concentration camps and then there's no one protecting them children? You know, but I've got to big up the people that are trying to do something. You know, the free man of the land, they're doing their thing. Response is doing their thing. Do you know what I mean? You know, they're a collective trying to do their thing. But we need things like Response really doing something in this sector. I'm not saying there's not people trying, there's not people protesting, but we've got to take direct action. Whatever you as a human being think it's going to be, or what you think it should be. Don't look what it could be, make it what it should be. You know? People are still unaware that the social services are corrupt. The social services is just a way to fund fucking nonsense with fucking children. The family court makes money out of you losing your children. You know, and I'm going to cover that into more information. But all of this is by consent. We are governed by consent. You need to watch a film. Maybe I'll post it in the comment when this gets uploaded. But we are governed by consent. And you keep consenting because you don't stand up in enough numbers and say, no, enough is enough. I've drawn my line in that sand a long time ago. And I'm not backing down, regardless what they think or what they say. You know? How can you want to live in a world where people are getting rich off you losing your child, losing everything, fucking living off your misery and your suffering and your child's misery and your child's suffering? Children deserve a fucking good life. Whether we as adults had a good life as a child or not. Every fucking real adult has got their duty, it's their responsibility to look after children. Doesn't matter if they're our kids or not. You know? And the people go, well, the elite's got the army and they got the police. Man, fuck it. We outnumber them. We can do something. I mean, do you even think the army's really going to go against us? Because we got all of us there. You know, people are they're gonna have their families in the fucking crowd. And they'll be like, no, I want to do this, I got my family. You know, and then they're gonna look at their boys in the army like, nah, man. I got family in here as well. I'm not on it. It's an illusion of power. Let's break this illusion down. You know what I mean? Stop paying your taxes. Stop going to work. Stop complying and being a good slave. You know, I'm doing everything I can. I'm making my music. I'm making my videos. Making my music. I'm out there putting everything I can. My heart and soul. Because I know there's no other way. What is it going to take to get you people to where I'm at? Maybe you might not have the knowledge that I do and in-depth and thing. But when are you going to say, nah, I've got my pen. I'm drawing it in the line. When are you lot going to start getting angry? When are you lot going to start getting frustrated about it? In enough numbers. And I'm not talking to the ones out there that are like myself, they're getting angry in that comment. I'm talking about the people that are like, oh, well, you know, I'll go with EastEnders tonight. You know? And, you know, even these, you know, there's so many fake truthers out there. There's so many people who believe, you know, oh, we've got nothing better to do. You know, like my little stalker, Karina, or whatever she's going to call herself this week. You know, I'm sure she's going to have a little post on here with all her malicious lies. You know what I mean? Because she's so fucked up in the head. Do you know what I'm saying? She's so fucked up in the head like fucking a few other people I can mention that are fake. You're no different from the fucking sheep. What are you doing? You know what I mean? What are you doing wasting my time, love? I've been nothing but a good friend to you. And then you try and spread lies. You know, and you try and distract me from doing what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I see past all this bullshit in the one. I see past your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And then you get people, you know, that we're talking about living in the Matrix and shit. Yeah, and you're not living in the Matrix. You people are all under the same bracket. Sheep or fake truthers. You know, what are a lot of people generally doing about this? You know, this is mind control, people. Just get it through your heads. Listen to every word that I'm telling you. 6 or 7 corporations control all the TV channels. Yeah? 6 or 7 corporations control all the news, all of the TV shows. It's mind control. They're controlling you, telling you what to think, what to feel, what to dress, and all the rest of it. Because they're not really... If they were really a decent system, they'd be exposing the paedophiles more than what they are. They'd be going into graphic details. But people, most people, even these fake truthers, can't see past the fucking truth. They pussy holes is what I call it. That's what I call you. You're fake truthers. You're fucking sheeple. And there's real people like me trying to do something, and we're being taken off the fucking streets for these secret courts, which I'll be covering in another video. And then people like they're trying to stop not paying taxes, and then we get fucking idiots out there giving it all. Oh, you don't pay taxes, you're the scum of the earth. We're trying to do something for people like you. We're trying to fight for a change. What the fuck are you doing? You fucking judgmental pricks. You know? And people are not protecting these children, and people are allowing the government fucking to be putting us in Nazi Germany times. Well, I'm trying to protect you and other people like me, and you're allowing the government to fucking abuse children, and you're allowing them to take people like me off the street. You know, because what? We're fighting for you, because we're trying to expose the fucking truth. We're risking our fucking lives up here. Can you not bring this bar up higher? It's just a fucking joke. All of these people, their little fucking lives is meaningless, like your Karinas of the world, who think she's fucking awake. She ain't fucking awake like so many other these dickheads. Me, I'm not saying all of Anonymous is bad. Yeah, some of us know what the hell Anonymous is about, and obviously the real calling a bit blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, there are some good people there that are supposed to be awake. They ain't got a fucking clue. Same as these little fucking groups and shit. I encounter fucking fake fucking truthers all the time. They think they're so awake. They think they know it all. I was working with Anonymous right at the beginning. I had some fucking good ideas to change the fucking system. Well, I say system, but bring the system down, if you like. You know, when this financial collapse is coming, there'd be enough food and stuff. But they didn't want to take my ideas and do something useful with it. No, they wanted to shun me from the group because, what? Because in their eyes, oh look, he's got better ideas, he outshines me. Because all I'm about is fucking humanity. Yeah? I got in one of my new tracks, humanity is my wife. Because I'm married to this shit, because I'm in that same bracket. And it pisses me off. People don't even value their own lives or their fucking children's lives. Because we're obviously not talking to the ones that do, but the ones that don't. You're just you're just wasting your life on, I've got with EastEnders, I've got to find out who killed her. Who gives a shit? There's real issues going on in this fucking world, and you're caring about a dress, which I'll be covering in much more detail. It is mind control. It's distracting you, yeah, from the real issues. And we ain't going to get a change. We're just not going to get a change until people start getting up in mass numbers and saying enough is enough. Fuck all this anonymous bullshit. Fuck all this animal rights and people that want to protest against bedroom tax, as an example. What difference does it make? Oh, you know, I'm not saying none of these things are important and we shouldn't protest about this and we shouldn't do that. But I'm saying, why don't we all unite up and bring the system down? Just bring it down. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're animal rights, doesn't matter if you know, one of the anti-frackers. It doesn't matter. If we unite, we bring the system down. Hello? Have I got to state the fucking obvious or something? It is still a form of divide and conquer. You get people out there, well, you know, I don't really care about the fracking because I don't know, you know, what is going on with the fracking, for one. And then you get people going, well, I don't really care about bedroom tax, it doesn't affect me. Yo, I ain't a motherfucking parent yet. But do you think that stops me protesting against the social services? Do you think that stops me protesting, you know what I mean, you know, for mothers and, you know, fathers for justice and their children's justice? No. You know, and I'm tired of hearing about all these black people going, Black Lives Matter. That's another divide and conquer. Of course Black Lives Matter. It don't take a genius, but so do white people, so does everyone. We are all humanity. But what about these fucking kids out here, huh? Well, you know, I don't see, you know, enough people doing enough about that. Because I'm sorry, if we ain't protecting the children of this country, or sorry, corporation, because that's technically what it is, then who's gonna do it? I can do a lot by myself. I've been this lone fighter for a while. I fight my battles and I help people all the time with their shit. But I can't do it by myself, bro. I can't fight everyone's battles. I can't. Not until what needs to be done to make a real change. You know, we've discussed a few things. Stop complying. You know, vote with your dollars, as the phrase goes. You know, vote. Where should your money go? Make a change. Do something with your life. Don't just sit there looking in the mirror, getting fatter, getting older. You know what I mean? Or even if you like, you become into an adult and you think, well, where's my place in the world? There is not going to be a world left if we allow these tyrant pricks, these tyrant cunts, and I will say cunt, because that's what they are, these tyrant cunts, to get away with abusing our children. To try and lower the age to fucking age 0. Because they're fucking nonsense. The whole system is founded upon by perverts. What part of this do people not get? You know, burying your head in the motherfucking sand ain't gonna change this situation. People only care about, well, I've got to make my money. You know, I've got to carry on. Carry on doing what? Living an existence. This is not a fucking life. What? Even if you look at this like a country, I'm ashamed of my country. You know, apparently back in the day, fucking Great Britain. Okay, yeah, that's to do with the other side of things, which I'm not necessarily condoning. But, you know, apparently, you know, back in the olden days, being from Great Britain meant something. I'm 27, almost 28 years old. And I'm looking at these so-called adults that are twice my age. And even older. Apparently that was the generation where Great Britain meant something. And even before that, what the fuck did it mean? Because even if it did mean something, fucking sure as hell don't mean shit now. You know, people just expect the government's going to do it. See, this is the nanny state. Oh, they're going to be mummy and daddy, and we're going to be the good little children and abide and all this shit. No matter what you think, how awake you are, or how much of a sheep you are, what your government is doing is always worse than you think. So, regardless, whoever you get in, whether they're the best, well-intended person around, they will get corrupted. Because most people get corrupted. Do you guys really think Nigel Farage is going to do anything? He's a part of the fucking problem. And so many people that are awake fell through it. And I kept telling them, man, don't fall through it. Like the Russell Blands of the world. Oh, we got a celebrity talking about it. Comes down to anonymous protest. Oh, these paupers needs us to protest. Russell, do yourself a favour and fuck off, you fucking Freemason cunt. You know, and other people like it. This is about the people. Him and other people like him represent the same fucking evil. They're all a part of it. I'm going to be exposing that little prick and all the others. They're all a part of it. Don't judge a man by his words. Because that's what people did with Nigel Farage and Russell Bland and even Alex Jones to a point. The people listen too much to words and not really listening to the intent. People sit there and they think they know someone. People just taking in. And the way that you're supposed to think is the way that you are thinking. And if anyone knows anything about music, films, TV shows, they know how to play on your emotions. They know how to do it. They mind control you. In a way, it is a spell, but we don't literally mean, boom, there's a magic wand. And I don't expect everything to change overnight with a magic wand. But I'll tell you what, I would expect more people to try. Because it's alright for you people. It's not your child being taken by the social services. But you can demonise other people. Quick, They're having their children take away. Stay away. Well, it's alright for you living in your little bubble. You know what I mean? It's like that fucking guy in the Matrix. He wants to go back so he can taste chicken, so he can't remember any of this. Because there's not enough people that can actually fucking handle the realities out of this motherfucker. All it is the same fucking people that are trying to help and do things. And then what happens? Not very much, because there isn't enough of us. Yeah, more and more people are waking up every day. Well done. But there's people out there that are awake. I can name tons of brothers that I've woken up. Are they on the battlefield? No, probably they're not. Have they changed their diet in any way? Probably not. Have they even been to a protest? Or something like, you know, something like, I don't know, say Response or something? No, probably not. So ask yourself, you know, people like Karen with your little friend Bobby with fucking beams coming out of her head. You're also a part of the problem. You're sitting there getting all paranoid on the whole V2K thing. You're being distracted. You're no different from the sheep. What are you doing with your life? You're supposed to be awake, and what are you doing? Jack shit. Going around making accusations about people you don't even know. It's a fucking joke. And that woman is 37, I don't know what, she looks more like 50, but she's 35, 36, whatever she is. I ain't saying you're 50 years old, you might look it, but damn, do you know what I mean? You're supposed to be a lot older than me, you shouldn't, you know, you're supposed to be awake. What are people like you doing? The same as the sheep. The next bit of gossip, oh, I'm awake, I need the awake gossip, who's in and who's out the club. Seriously, this is a time for action, not fucking, oh, well, I don't know what to do, I'm just going to listen to the gossip. Because that's what it is. This stupid little voice that I do is because that's how I'm hearing you. This is how I process you. This is how I'm thinking of you. You're just being a stupid, demented, fucking group of idiots. How are these people supposed to represent our country? You know, I can keep going on and on and on and on about this. But what's he going to change? Because there's not enough of you doing anything until it affects you. Oh, well, it's affecting me in my pocket. It's my child. Then more than likely you might get off your ass and do something. More than likely. And I don't even think that's 100%. And people just continue to accept, well, it's the government, you know, it's an arse, they're bastards, this, you know. What gives them a right to take your children away and abuse them? You ever ask yourself that question? Who gave them that consent? Who told them that they could do that? Who allowed that to happen? Well, I'll tell you who. People like you. The ones that ain't doing nothing. The ones that may watch YouTube videos just to take the piss. Ooh, conspiracy theorists. Or the people that are awake that ain't doing nothing about it. Or the people that are fucking distracted by these groups and their little message. The cool grants of the world. You know, takes on vulnerable women. The only cause he gives a shit about is his own cock being sucked. Do you know what I'm saying? The guy's a fucking prick. At the end of the day, he's a prick. He's a user. The guy is just using people. They all know it. The difference is I got the balls to fucking say it. There's a difference because I got the balls. I got the balls to start this shit. I got the balls to talk on this shit. Right now, they could be busting my door and taking me down. And I don't give a fuck. Because I'm still going to be here until that day. Until they kill me or arrest me. And I'm still going to speak the truth. In turmoil times, speaking the truth is a revolutionary act. And I'll fucking do that every day of my life. Whilst the rest of you little fake truthers and sheeple are like looking for the next bit of gossip to bitch about someone. Motherfucker, I'm already upstaging you. Do you know what I mean? Already. So you ain't even on my level. And it's not about me being better than anyone. It's about I'm not going to let you destroy my purpose. You're a part of the problem. You know, you're all bitching about each other. What are you lot doing about, you know, saving these children, huh? What about you, Karina, or whatever your name is this week? What are you doing about your children? This fucking woman goes on about she's a truther, she's awake, she knows the things that's going on, but yet she stays silent because she's scared. But apparently she's not that scared. She run off for her abusive ex and left, I don't know fucking how many children that woman's had. She can't keep her fucking legs shut by the sound of it. Yeah? With a guy that's an abuser. He beats him up, he treats him badly. And she's waiting on a system. Oh, she's doing a bit of fighting now, years after the event. But being years after isn't the fucking point. You need to do it at the time. Or not allow injustice. So what is the point of all this? What is the meaning of life? What is the point of being alive? You can't do nothing with it. This world wasn't meant to be run by governments controlling everything. Banks that are running the government. The elites, the whatever the fuck you want to call them. The world was not meant to be run by these people. And it definitely wasn't meant to be run by fucking nonsense. These people are sick. And the ones that got the real power, you didn't even elect them. Most of our fucking laws have been made by bureaucrats in Brussels. Most people don't even know we're under the EU. I told you years ago that one more government is coming. So let me just explain it to you stupid idiots. The UN, what Daddy Bush was talking about. Yeah, do you remember that New World Order speech with George Bush? Well, he just sounds posh to me, so I'll do it. Using a credible UN as the peacekeeping roles, we have a real chance at this New World Order. Yeah? We're under one more fucking tyrannical government. Motherfuckers don't even know what's about to go down. The UN is at the top. And then the 4 regions of the world fit under. I always forget the other 2, but you got the North American Union, which is starting to take shape now. I don't think it's 100% there. And then we're already under the EU. The government's been signed over. Have you ever asked yourself, who gave them power to make a one more government? Did anyone ask you if you want to be in the EU? Oh, you might have seen stupid fake interviews on fucking BBC. But I don't think it's very good, and I think it's very good. They probably walk around all fucking day to find a few people to say it's good. So then there people like you that are small-minded, obviously not the ones that aren't, but the ones that are, can go, well, I heard on the news that they think it's good and it's going to do da-da-da-da-da-da. And yet there's people like me warning you. I could go out there with a fucking Illumina sign, New World Order ahead, Danger Will Robinson. You motherfuckers like films, so let's use Danger Will Robinson. And then you're too scared to handle the truth. So you bury your head. Oh, you're crazy. No, you're the one with mental illness, motherfucker. You're the one with fluoride poisoning, which I'll be covering in another video. The facts are, people need to wake up and face these realities. I don't see enough people doing anything. People say, oh, we're going to beat this New World Order. Yeah, I believe we will when people finally start bucking their ideas up and seeing they've got no fucking hope. They're fucking announcing that they are fucking abusing your children. They're laughing at you and your stupid ignorance. They're laughing at you. I'm telling them what I'm doing and they can't do anything. It's an illusion of power. Let me give you an analogy. People in the wake talk about these house of cards, and I'm not holding up a fucking pyramid before anyone says it, but imagine the two cards like that built up and over and over and over. All it takes is that gust of wind to go and they fall down. That's all it takes. These cards are up. And then that's it. We're free. You know, there might well be a civil war, but I don't believe there will be because it's all an illusion of power. People go, well, the government have got the police and the army. I've covered this today. We can make a real change if humanity wants to make a change. It's humanity versus insanity. Now, right now, humanity's starting to turn up the fire right now. We're starting to fight back. Well, you're going to be a conscious objector, or whatever the phrase is. It is like fucking 25 to 3 in the morning, and I'm still putting my work in. Conscientious objector is what I was trying to say. Oh, well, you know, they're not coming for me. Doesn't affect me. I've still got my weed, and I've still got my drink, and I've still got my girlfriend, and I've still got my job. Well, fucking hurrah for you. But when they've taken all the rest of us, see, this is the thing I tell to sheep all the fucking time. Let me just give you a scenario. Let's just say they round up all the people like me that are awake. Okay? All of the people that are awake were all locked up, concentration camps, all have all been killed. Then what the fuck are you going to do then? Well, I've still got my weed. Now, I'm not having a go with people who smoke weed. I'm not having a go with people who even drink. I'm not even having a go with necessarily anyone for doing any of them things. But what I'm having a go at is worthless little pissants. They ain't doing shit. I'm going to work. I'm paying my taxes. You're not. See, this like I keep saying, this is how you people sound to me. You ain't doing nothing with your life. People are getting a 50 and 60. You know, this is what gets me about all of this bollocks. This is what really winds me up. People can't see past their little fucking the shit. Walk on the path. Pay your taxes. Follow fashion. Now repeat after me. Tell me you're free. I'm free. Seriously, is this all you think life is? So we work for the elite. We make them rich and they fucking enslave us because they didn't get there without our ignorance. Not all of us, but the ones that are being ignorant. You know, and that's it. You work yourself to fucking all these diseases of all these foods you've been eating because you won't listen. You work yourself until you can't work anymore. Oh, you lucky you hit retirement. You sit there in front of the box. You don't move. You all seize up. Oh, now you can't walk. And then you're going to die a very painful death. Is that what you motherfuckers think about life? I ain't some spiritual motherfuckers going to tell you the meaning of life, yeah? But I'll tell you something. That ain't good enough for me. Sitting in front of a box. Now you might go, yeah, but Woodstock, you're sitting in front of a box now. You know, you're telling us about New World Order. There's a difference. I'm sitting here because I have to tell people the truth. Because I'm fighting for a day that we don't have to be controlled by governments. I'm fighting for a day that children will be allowed to be children. A day where children ain't just going to be abused. And people never ask, you know, never really ask many questions. Let's go back into the perverts. Why is it that the fucking perverts, they go to jail, they're put under protective, you know, they're put under protection. They're put under protection. When they come out, they get a new name change, they're entitled to benefits. That's what they are. They're entitled to benefits, they're entitled to everything that they need to have. New name. I mean, somewhere far from where I used to live, for example, there's a little fucking... Well, I don't know if they're all nonces, but there's certainly a large amount of them that are nonces. They're put in a little nonce hostel. You know, when they come out of jail, I think probably they all are, but certainly most of them are. And this nonce hostel is opposite, and I mean opposite. They come out of their door, they cross the road, there's a children's park there. There's also 2 schools nearby. There's also some shops where children hang out. And people never ask, why has that happened? People never ask the question, why are the children that have been taken into social service, why have a lot of them coming out fucked up, being abused, sexually, physically, mentally, whatever? People just don't know how to use this. They don't know how to connect a few dots. And that's a sad state. And people think we should be proud of our country? Is that really what you people think? Oh, we're the Great Britannia. Look at us. What Great Britannia? Motherfucker. These children are getting abused. Even probably now as you're listening to this. And it makes my fucking stomach turn. They're attacking the homeless. They're cutting people off benefit. People are losing their jobs left, right and centre. More and more of us are becoming homeless. But that don't matter. Because it's not your child being sexually abused. Because it's not your job that's been lost. Nah, it's not, is it? It's never the bloody idiot people of the world. It never is. It's never the ones that it needs to happen to. And I don't wish anything bad on anyone. But what I'm saying is, if something bad happened to these people, they'd wake up pretty smartish. You know, it's like scientists used to say, well, these so-called people have seen aliens. Why don't they ever appear? Why don't they ever appear to the big scientists of the world? Now, there's people who believe in aliens. Some people believe they're fucking fallen angels, you know, Satan's fucking followers that were kicked out of heaven. But the point is, using that analogy, why isn't these things happening to the total sheep? And the people ain't doing nothing. Because then they might get a kick off their ass to do something. Because I don't see what else is going to do it. We have a fucking tyrannical government in place. And people, fucking, all of these years on, after 9/11, they still believe the planes brought down the Twin Towers. That's why in America, there's something like, I think it's a 48-page dossier talking about who funded 9/11. And there's a judge, I don't know if we can even trust it, but he's trying to get it out to the people. Maybe true, maybe not, I don't know. I don't trust too many people. People still believe it. Where's the hope? Where's the fucking hope? You see, George W. Bush once said, if you're not with us, you're with the terrorist. So I guess, because they already class people as me as a domestic terrorist, as a sleeper snail, you know, waiting to snap. People like me with good intent trying to change the world are terrorists. And to the sheep out there, they fucking believe it. Oh, these conspiracy theories are dangerous now. These conspiracy theorists are dangerous. Not the sheep are dangerous for not having a brain, for trusting, excuse me, a government who sexually abuses children on a daily basis, who look after their own, that fund both sides of a war, that bring down the Twin Towers, that brainwash the population and dumb them down, but yet it's the conspiracy theorists that are dangerous. The truthers, the conspiracy, you know, the tin hat men. We're the dangerous ones. We're so dangerous that our ideas are not enforced by violence, not enforced by threats, but they're enforced by people who care for the world and care for children and care for the homeless. We're really dangerous. We're so dangerous that we try and make a change in the world. You know, a change that sheep just couldn't really deal with. We are so dangerous that we want to protect your children from the perverts in power. You're right, we are dangerous to your way of life. And I'm sorry to say, if you ain't awake now, you're as good as dead. If you don't know the realities now, you are going to die. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not even in the 6 months or a year. But when this shit really starts turning up, you're gonna die. And your children are gonna have to suffer. Even more than they're gonna have to. We're just cattle to these motherfuckers, man. They can use us, make us work, and we can pay their taxes. We can pay. Just, what does the Queen ever put into this country, eh? She sits there, takes all that money, lives in a palace. We all know it as Buckingham Palace. More like, I'm going to fuck everyone in this palace. From here, I control this corporation. The MPs. You've been told over and over and over about the expense. All the scandals. And the ones that know all about the fucking paedophile sex rings and how they've been covered up. They're telling you what they're doing and they're laughing. Like I've said, they're laughing at your ignorance. And people out there go, well, you do ram it down our throat. Well, it's better than the fucking government ramming their propaganda down your throat and you suck it so hard and all your brain can think about is what the government tells you. You know, people tell me I'm an angry young man. I'm angry because I care. I'm angry because I care that much about you, your family, the homeless. But you're a street guy. You're an angry person. I get angry because I'm frustrated at the injustice in the world and people stand by and do nothing. And people say things are getting better, Woodstock. How the hell are they getting better? I'll give you an example the other day. Well, it was probably about 3 months ago. There was a pregnant woman. I mean, looked like she could literally give birth any second. I had to go into a bus because I had to go to a different part of this area. And I watched as she got on. And there's all different ages of men and women and children. All different ages. And there was no seats. And this poor pregnant woman walked up and she couldn't see a seat. There was only one person who offered to give her a seat up. You're looking at him. Me. One person. There was men in their 60s and 70s. I'm not necessarily expecting them to give their chair up, but didn't even offer. And they talk about us youngsters don't have any respect. There was 18-year-old lads there, didn't want to give up their seat. Women with children didn't want to give up their seat. Men in their 30s that are going 2 or 3 stops because I watched them after I let her take my seat. There was someone who got on the bus, literally the stop before her, and then he got off the stop after she got on. This ain't a society that cares about people. It's a crime in people's heads to care. And then when you care and you try and help them, they shit on you. This is the society we're living in. I help people all the time. Or I try my best and I try and help people. Like your Karinas of the world. Like your fucking Karens of the world. With her friend Bobby. With the fucking lasers coming out of her heads. This is the society that we're living in. And from a young age, I noticed there's something not right about this world. The way people just seem to be controlled. Even as a child, I was thinking, nah, this can't be right. When they wanted to put cameras in the fucking children's fucking washrooms, toilet rooms, whatever you want to call them, I was standing up against it saying it's wrong. And the deputy headmaster and the fucking headmistress all sat there having access to them cameras in private. But it's funny, they wasn't doing their jobs properly because the door was always closed and there was no one ever in them. I know, because I was the one speaking out. I was the troublesome one. I was so dangerous because I was speaking the truth. No one hardly was in them. No, maybe once or twice. But they had access to them cameras in children's bathrooms with their doors shut. Now this ain't an isolated incident. I'm hearing this more and more. And that was when I was, I think 13, 14, something along them lines. Maybe a bit older, maybe a bit younger. But no one wanted to listen. I was labelled the bad one. I was always in trouble. What? Because I had a fucking brain and I used it. I spoke out about things that I didn't agree with. And because I get angry because I'm passionate about what I believe in, I'm just labelled a thug. Yeah, I can act thuggish. I can go around and knock people out. But ask yourself, why would I do that? I was always played as the guy that would go up against a group of lads and I would beat them up, them poor gang members that had weapons. Well, they weren't real gang members, but that's what they used to say. I was always the one paying as bad. Why?